Today I have something different that I wanted to do. This week I'm going to do a emergency budget challenge. I'm only trying to spend $40 and it's supposed to last me and my family of 6 to last us all week. So hopefully it'll last us all week. I'm wanting to do at least 60 meals for $40, which is really tight in 2022. So hopefully we can make 60 meals. We'll see how it goes. But if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. Let's go ahead and just get started.
I did want to show you everything that I got. I wanted to show you the spread. Now, I don't shop at only one store. I shop around at multiple different stores just because I want to make sure that I'm getting the best deal. I absolutely love getting good deals. So some of the things here that you'll see, I got on sale or I got like at a discount store. The meats that I got were probably half off because I got those at a discount store. When I buy eggs, I usually buy in bulk. For the sake of the video, I went ahead and just put in the price of a dozen eggs because that's all that I use in this video. There are some things that I didn't actually use, and there are maybe 2 items that are not in this video right here, but I ended up buying later that I put in the video. I was still able to stay within my $40 budget though. Day 1 breakfast, and we are having muffins and some strawberries and yogurt to feed just my kids. I usually don't eat breakfast a whole lot, so some of the breakfast meals you'll just see my kids eating, and my kids can eat a ton of food. They ate this and then they had like another muffin, so they eat almost as much as an adult, I promise you. The muffins that I made, I just made it with water, and one of them called for an egg, so I did use one of my eggs for that. And this is the yogurt. This is how much yogurt I had left after breakfast number 1. And there's my leftover muffins. To start us off, I'm going to be making some homemade pinto beans in the Instant Pot. These are going to last us throughout the whole week. And I'm going to make some chili, some chorizo with beans, some burrito bowls. So for this, I'm going to need this onion and these beans. I'm only going to use about half of those beans. And then I'll be using this bouillon cubes, probably about 4 bouillon cubes. And I'll be putting in the Instant Pot, and it'll cook for probably about an hour. And thankfully, this will last us throughout the whole week. The good thing about beans is that you can just use beans, or you can mash them and make refried beans. They go a really long way. So I'm excited about that. Let me show you how I'm going to make the pinto beans right here. In my Instant Pot, I'm going to put in 10 cups of water with my 2 pounds of pinto beans, and then I'll do those 4 chicken bouillon cubes. Now, to make this more flavorful, I usually add in some cumin, some red pepper flakes, some chili powder, green chilies, jalapenos. We like things pretty spicy in our house, so it's usually what I add, but for the sake of this video, just to really watch my frugal spending, I'm only adding these things. Okay, and now I'm adding an onion that I had diced up, and then I'm just going to close it, seal it for about an hour, and then we will come check up on it. For dinner on day 1, I'm going to make some chorizo with some beans in it, and then we're going to put that over rice. This is a very flavorful meal, but I don't know, chorizo is just something that you kind of have to have an acquired taste for. My husband absolutely loves chorizo. My boys loved it, but me and my girls, it was just okay. I guess we're not really big chorizo fans, but my husband loves it when I cook with chorizo. So I'm just breaking up the chorizo and cooking it down, and then once it's all cooked down, I'm just adding in my beans just a little bit at a time. I'm gonna go ahead and serve this over rice, and you can always put like sour cream or cheese on top. but of course that's going to eat into your budget a little bit. So for this meal, we just had it over rice, and we did have some leftover. We had about 2 meals left over, so this made about 8 meals worth. Anytime we have leftovers, I usually give it to my husband for lunch the next day, or me and my kids. We either have sandwiches or we have leftovers that we have from the previous day. All right, breakfast number 2 is oatmeal, toast, and yogurt. As you can see, it's just my kids eating. I didn't have breakfast that day. So they're having a little bit of yogurt. I did make some oatmeal, and I put some water. It was basically just water, brown sugar, and oats, and cinnamon. I love to put cinnamon in a lot of my breakfast items. Cinnamon just makes everything better. But I usually actually just do packets. But for this this challenge, I went ahead and made my own oatmeal. And the kids actually really liked it. I have some picky eaters, so I was really surprised that they all liked my oatmeal. And they said it was better than the packet. So I was like, all right, that's a win. So we might have to start doing real oatmeal from now on. Dinner was pretty simple. We just made chili. I had recorded me making this whole meal for you, and somehow I did not record the middle part of this. So it's just ground beef. I put in a Williams chili packet in there. I put in the beans that I had made from the Instant Pot. I put in 2 cans of diced tomatoes and some tomato sauce as well, just 1 can of tomato sauce. And that's all it is that's in the chili. So it's really simple, and this chili goes a long way. And what's even better is that you can put this over rice, which I didn't know was a thing. But another YouTuber that I watch, she does the same thing. She puts it over rice. So I tried it, and it's actually really good. And it's a really great way to spread it out and make this chili last even longer. We already have all that rice, and rice is just such a great way to be able to spread your meals even further when you have a very tight budget. Here is what the chili looks like. I love my chili. Sometimes I add more like peppers and seasonings into it, but for this video I didn't, and it is very, very good. We had quite a bit of leftovers after this, so about 4 more meals after we all ate. All right, breakfast number 3 is going to be oatmeal again. I just had oatmeal with toast, and the kids all liked it and enjoyed it. So that's a pretty simple and easy breakfast that we had that day. Okay, this meal is where it's at. This meal is amazing. If you don't do any of these meals and only did one, this would be the meal to make. This is going to be just burrito bowls. So right now I'm just prepping the chicken. I'm just taking off all the skin, and I'm just going to put some salt, pepper, and paprika on it, and I'm just going to use my grill and grill it. And then I'm just going to put that on a bed of rice with some beans, some sour cream, a little bit of salsa, and maybe a little bit of cheese. And these, it was so good. It tastes like Qdoba. It tasted restaurant style. And I was so happy with the meal. And I will definitely be adding this to our weekly meals that I make. It was just so good. right, so here's what it looks like, and I'm telling you, you have to try this meal. It was phenomenal. And I even had leftovers. All of my kids liked it, which is actually pretty rare that all of my kids like every single meal that I make. So I was really happy with it. We have plenty of leftovers that Jeremy, my husband, can take for his lunches the next day, or actually the next couple days. All right, day 4 breakfast. We're just having a simple breakfast of eggs, a biscuit, and strawberries. We just put some butter on our biscuit, and just very, very simple. It was delicious. We do like to have a lot of eggs in our house, so I definitely bulk up on my eggs when I go to the store and buy them. So that kind of helps cut down the cost a little bit. We did have some leftovers of biscuits, so we will have that another morning. Probably the next morning we'll have leftover biscuits. We also have leftover muffins, so that's probably what we're going to have the next morning. So for dinner we had beef stroganoff, so I'm just grinding up my beef and I'm gonna add onion to it, some cream of mushroom soup, we'll put egg noodles with it, some salt and pepper, put just a little bit of seasonings in it, and we just had that with some bread, just like slice of bread. So nothing fancy for sure, but definitely fed my family. We enjoyed the meal. And all my kids said that they wanted me to make it again. So if they want me to make it again, then I know it's a winner. We did have a little bit of leftovers. We had enough for probably one more meal. So it fed probably 7 meals worth for this particular recipe. right, breakfast number 5 is just eggs and toast. Super simple, cost efficient though. I love having eggs, so I could probably eat eggs every single day and I'm fine with it. This fed me and my kids, so 5 meals right here. With my leftover chicken that I had from those burrito bowls, I had just a little bit left and I made some fajitas. These were probably the best fajitas I've ever had just because the meat was so tender. It was seasoned well. I love cooking with paprika. Like, that is one of my favorite things to cook with. I just think it just adds so much flavor to it. I'm adding some salsa, a little bit of sour cream and cheese to this meal. And this was like for a lunch that I had like leftovers. I don't really care for refried beans, but I did add some refried beans to my husband's meal. I just mashed up some beans that we had made at the beginning of the video. I mashed up some of those and made some refried beans to go with his, and then we had leftover rice from the burrito bowls, and I'm just adding that to it, and it was phenomenal. Having basically leftover muffins and biscuits, and then I'm just adding some fresh fruit to it, and just to kind of make it healthy. We had some yogurt as well that we hadn't eaten all of, so we're using the rest of that yogurt as well, and just trying to eat up the leftovers. I'm really big on making sure that we eat our leftovers because, I mean, you could buy all the food, but if you just waste it, then you're just wasting money. So we really want to make the most of our money and make it go further. And so we really try to promote making sure that we eat everything in our house. Alright, for this last meal, I had a hard time figuring out what I was going to do with the rest of my ingredients. I had some yogurt left over, I had tortillas, I had just a little bit of cheese, I had some salsa, I still had a little bit of beans, there's a little bit of bread. So I didn't really know what to make. I went ahead and bought just a little bit of chicken and just a small package of chicken breast, and then I just put that in the Instant Pot, and then I put some seasonings on it when it was all done, some paprika, some salt and pepper, just to season it up, give it some flavor. And then I just decided to make some quesadillas because we had some tortillas left over, and I wanted to use up those beans. We had some rice left over as well. So we just really tried to use up what we had left. And quesadillas, you cannot go wrong with quesadillas. My whole family loves quesadillas. It's easy. It's very simple. You basically just shred the chicken and put it on some tortillas, fry it up, and, you know, there's dinner. So that was our dinner. And here's the final product. Some rice, a little bit of sour cream, and some quesadillas. Absolutely excellent. You can't go wrong with quesadillas. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next video.